guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk with Crystal K. And today we're here with Miss Sabrina Little. She is the owner of Sabrina Little PR and Management Agency. How are you, ma'am?
Doing awesome.
You doing awesome? You still making it? Energy still up here?
Energy
still going?
Still going.
All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself. You've been doing this for 15 years, right?
Actually, a little more than
A little more? How long have you been doing it?
I started this firm back in 2000.
2000?
So about 18 years. I did take a break for about a year or so for family and things of that nature. But for the most part, I've been in the business about 18 years.
So how did you get into it? Because I know you have a unique story about how you got started.
Yeah, I do. I had a close friend of mine that went to the NFL. He actually went to HBCU when he was actually signed or whatnot to a big team, which was Pittsburgh Steelers. That was back in late 90s or whatnot. That was before I started my firm and whatnot.
Gotcha.
But that is how I kind of
got started.
And he actually had some issues or some challenges with an agent that he was currently working with. And so it was a trust factor type of thing for him. And so what happened was he was like, Sabrina, I really trust you if you could just come and just set up press conferences. Because back then, athletes it wasn't no social media. So it was more of press conferences and, really, really doing it the traditional way. And so I was like, okay, I'll start it or, or
help you
whatever.
out.
I'll help you out. So that's how it kind of started as a hobby, to be honest.
Okay.
And just kind of helping out a friend.
So he said because he trusted you. Now, what did you go to school for? Is that what you went to school for?
I did not.
No.
I went for business education.
Right.
I thought I was going to be a teacher. I thought I was going to teach high school students. What happened was my junior year, I started doing like student teaching. You know how you have to do all of that back in the day.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want to teach because I just knew I didn't want to teach that level. And since it was business education, back then it was more of like teaching business classes and typing and things of that nature. And I just knew I didn't want to do that. But I was so close to graduating, I just continued to get the degree or whatnot. So I didn't go to school for it. But what happened going back to my friend that was in the NFL or whatnot, when I started with him, I started taking PR courses because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the people contact. I enjoyed like working with different teams. He was with 3 different teams throughout his career. And so I saw that I really enjoyed that. So what I started doing was just taking PR certifications, taking like some training and things of that nature, just to kind of learn the writing part of it.
So tell me about that. Tell me about the certifications and the training. What did that encompass? What did it entail? And how tough was it?
It was a little challenging, but I was so gung-ho as to being really, really an expert in it that I actually made sure that I took courses that would help me with where my weaknesses was, and one of them was writing. So I focused more on press releases, how to really, formulate a press release, how to really get hits from a press release, things of that nature. And it's something that you continue to learn throughout. I mean, I've been in it for 18 years now, but it's changed a lot now. So I still take online classes now and things
Lifelong learner. I like it.
Yep.
That's how you stay at the top of your game.
That's exactly.
So for people that really don't know what public relations is, because it covers a lot. That's what I minored in, so it was a lot of stuff. Tell people exactly what you do or some of the stuff that you do.
So for me, I do mainly like press releases, media relations. That's one of my strong points. Something that I do sub out is graphic, the creative side. It is a lot of PR people, or I should say some PR people that actually have a graphic side where they can design as well as do the writing piece of it. I'm more on the writing piece. I'm very strong in sponsorship, like, getting, sponsorship, business development type of things like that. So those are some of my strong suits, I would say.
Okay, and you focus on sports and entertainment, correct? That's your lane?
My sports is something I'm very, very strong.
Passionate about?
Very passionate about.
Who's your favorite team? Basketball, football, or favorite sport first? Let's go there.
You know what? I think I like them all.
You like
to
them all?
be honest, I'm telling
You
you.
gotta pick one.
But my favorite was, I would say, football.
Football? Okay,
Yeah,
who's your
football.
team?
Carolina. Panthers.
Carolina? Okay.
So you know who I love.
Cam.
Cam Newton.
Cam.
So football is, and I think with me starting out on that side, on the NFL side, I think that's probably what.
That's your first love.
Yeah. But I do love, I would say NBA is my second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite team? Do you have one?
I don't.
Favorite player?
I have a favorite college team,
Who's that?
which is UNC.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course. That makes sense. Good answer. So I know you do some PR coaching and mentoring. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I got a funny story with it.
All right, let's hear
So
it.
I actually was stalked on Twitter. Not bad.
Oh, okay,
Not bad.
okay.
A young lady stalked me on Twitter and was like, I need you to be my mentor. And I was like, okay. But I really was not really responding. And so she took it to another level, because one of my clients was actually doing an event in the North Carolina area, and she was at the bar waiting for me. Yep. So it was so funny. I tell this story and people be like, for real? But it was real, you
But
know.
that's admiration.
Yeah,
though.
and
That's a good thing.
The first thing I thought about is, oh, if this young lady is gonna come and find my event and
She's
sit at the bar,
serious.
she's serious. So I had a conversation with her that night. It was a night event. And we set up a breakfast the next week, and I started mentoring her. And when I started mentoring her, other people I started coming in contact with was like, can you mentor me? Can you mentor me? Things of that nature. So that's how I started PR and coaching.
Okay, you
Yeah.
offer workshops and,
I do.
and programs and stuff as well. Okay.
Yep.
How can
Yep.
people find those? People that are looking.
So on my website,
Mhm.
I do need to update some. I do have some that's coming up in 2019 that I'm focused on now. To be honest with you, I'm kind of focusing more on the PR and coaching side for 2019, because I do meet a lot of young people that's really interested but don't really know the vaccine that comes along with it and things of that nature. And I think that sometimes they see something, that's when it's done, instead of really knowing
The work that went into that
right,
product,
the
that
details
finished product.
behind it, right? So I think that that's important, and it's really time for me to pass the torch to a certain degree. So that's what I'm really focused on for 2019.
So what kind of things do you do in your workshops? Are you just taking people out and about with you in the field, letting them kind of like interning almost?
Yeah, kind of like interning. But what I normally do is I normally try to push them to entrepreneurship for themselves. Like, I don't want them to just, take my course or take a training course or anything from me and then work for me. I want them to be motivated enough to start their own company and kind of give them everything they need as far as PR tools, meaning, social media, spreadsheets and things of that nature, to kind of really learn the nuts and bolts of really having your own PR agency. Now, I do have some young ladies that just want to work with me for a little while and really, really learn prior to stepping out on their own. But for the most part, I really, really like working with people that's looking to get their own.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So what
right now.
tips would you give people that are looking to follow in your footsteps, get their own firm? What tips would you give them?
Definitely.
Any life lessons, whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that resources is the biggest thing. Networking with the right people is second. Is the second tip, I would say. And I will also say always be open to learning, even if you've been in business as long as me, because I learn a lot of times even from younger people that's just starting or whatnot, because things change all the time. So if you're willing to really put in the work, willing to really, be resourceful and invest in learning, I think those are probably the 3 or 4 different tips.
Okay. I like those. I really do.
Yeah.
So tell me about putting an event together like this one, the Beauties with Brains.
Mhm.
Tell me what goes into it. Everything that's behind the scenes. Give me a little bit.
So, well, definitely having a team,
Mhm.
having a real team. Sabrina Little PR was just kind of, the media part, the PR and media. Another young lady, Chelsea, was here. She actually has a PR company as well.
Okay.
I mentor her to a certain degree. She actually does a lot of graphics or whatever. That's her strong suit. That's what she likes. So I think collaboration Definitely is number one in an event such as this one. You can't do everything. You can't be responsible for talent as well as doing PR media, as well as doing the event logistics. So really having a team is key for an event such as this one or whatnot.
Okay. So tell people how they can find you if they want to get in touch with you or need your services. Tell them your website or if they can follow you on social media.
Yep. So my social media, all social media is Bree Publicist, and that's BrePublicist. My website is SabrinaLittlePR.com, and that's how you can find me.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate everything today, and I really appreciate you helping me get here and everything. And thank you for talking to me. I thought you weren't going to do